I am pleased to have you return to my Coin Lady channel. In the crypto war, we prevailed. I mean, it's pretty much over now. You know, the Ripple lawsuit had a good possibility of being appealed, it was, and then it could have gone all the way to the Supreme Court as recently as 4 years ago. So, the current law, the Howey test, could have been replaced by the Ripple test. If that had happened, it would have meant that the Supreme Court could have taken 8 years to reach a verdict, starting from the moment the original SEC complaint was filed against Ripple. This is because the original lawsuit took a few years, then there was an appeals process, and finally the Supreme Court had to adjudicate. It was a stressful realization, but thankfully things are unfolding differently now. That's what the XRP community had to go through, and what we had to think about a few years ago. So, I'll tell you, many members of this community have a firm grasp of the psychology of investing and are thus adept at controlling their emotions and keeping their money in the market. That people are emotional is something they get. Their gut feelings dictate crucial financial decisions. And there are many wonderful people in our community who have been holding on for a very long time, many even longer than I have, and I've been here for over 7 years. Hold on, okay. But things change when the government steps in to try to destroy XRP and the entire XRP ecosystem. That's a terrifying prospect that creates uncertainty unlike anything that the market has ever seen before. In such a situation, you have to ask yourself if it's the right time to sell. Also, I really don't hold it against them that they gave in a few years ago. After all, they were the ones who were forced to do it. That they were feeble is not the point. It's because they were put in an utterly absurd situation, where it appeared as though XRP could theoretically vanish from existence, at least in the US. You couldn't make it disappear because, well, it's decentralized and exists all over the world. That being said, its significance and its future trajectory were both called into doubt. There were at least 2 market cycles that XRP might have skipped. The final one was indeed omitted. It did move in lockstep with the market, but it didn't set a new record high. It might have missed this one as well, because I believe it would have otherwise. If we had gotten a poor decision, this would have gone to appeals and eventually the Supreme Court, meaning it may have missed 2 consecutive rounds. It took a lot of guts to see an XRP all the way through, but it was worth it. Congratulations to all those who have achieved success. Therefore, the community could have dispersed as a result of such a protracted assault on XRP. You know, it made the entire XRP ledger disappear into thin air, which could have scared away devs. Thank goodness Ripple prevailed in the SEC case. There was no assurance that it would be this way, but XRP now has legal certainty, and the Biden-Gensler government machine, which was built to kill crypto, is now being irreversibly demolished. Therefore, I would want to share some feedback with you, namely from Stuart Halderad. This one here is from a while back, but there's also a new one from attorney John Deaton that appeared just recently. Also, it's a lot of fun to brag about our progress. John Deaton rather a bit, as we shall see when we arrive. Here we have a post dated December 21, 2020. It was the evening before the SEC filed their case against Ripple, but word did get out, or at least it was broken by Brad Garland House. This was covered in an article in Fortune. The United States government recognized XRP as a virtual currency in 2015, according to Stuart Alderati's writing. As far as I am aware, the SEC is still an agency of the United States government. On the bright side, the industry will get the clarity it needs. Howey test, farewell. Hi there. Test for Ripples, alright. So that was likely to occur if the matter reached the Supreme Court, which, as he mentioned, was clearly something he was seriously considering. Thanks to the arrival of the trumpet men, it is clear that XRP's legal clarity is being challenged, but we already know that this will be resolved. Even those who are opposed to cryptocurrency, including some who were solicitors for the SEC, agree that, yep, this thing isn't progressing. It will eventually fade away. This is now merely a formality. It will eventually fade away. Therefore, ripple testing will not be conducted. The Howey test will still be used, but that's okay, because we won't be wasting time anymore. Plus, it isn't necessary for us. A ripple test is unnecessary. The government should just stop trying to demonetize cryptocurrencies altogether, honestly. That would be great. I believe they anticipate that, and it would be lovely if it came to this place. Consequently, this is an additional option. This is merely an entertaining high point. Stuart Autorady, Ripple's Chief Legal Officer, Acting Chairman, and Uyeda all made statements on January 21st, several years later, regarding how the sex battle against crypto had led to ambiguity over legality, a climate that was unfriendly to innovation, and an atmosphere that was ripe for fraud. You couldn't be more accurate about the current state of affairs. I'm looking forward to collaborating with the Crypto Task Force to reverse the harm done by the previous administration. Headlines like this are visible. They can be found anywhere. This has now come to my attention. This is from the world of financial tycoons. The SEC pares down its crypto enforcement team and reassigns attorneys. The SEC is moving over 50 attorneys and employees who were in charge of Bitcoin enforcement operations to different departments. 5 unnamed sources were quoted yesterday by the New York Times. Even though the agency hasn't officially acknowledged anything, this is still one of my favorites. Also, I wanted to cover this topic a few days ago, but now we have an update, because John Deaton spoke out about it. The headline is as follows, and it's funny. Jorge Tenero, the star attorney in the SEC versus Ripple case, is being mentioned. That piece of shit is attempting to derail our chances of achieving financial independence, and by extension, the chance to amass money that can change our lives forever. That's all he's trying to do, wreck it. That was his mission, he thought. He flat out lies. And although the headline may sound fictional, the story is actually true. I appreciate you taking the time to watch my video. When you're done, hit that subscribe button and let me know what you think.